Hey everyone, here with some evil minions. Well, those crazy minions are doing whatever it is they're doing. We're going to actually turn the page. This is page 14. You guys read through the notes yourself. Hopefully you know what prime and composite numbers are at this point and what a greatest common factor is. If not, read through those notes very carefully. So I'm going to actually go to your other packet, 14A. So say goodbye to those minions. And now I'm on page 14A. For some of you it's blue, for some of you it's white. Either way, the math is still good. So it says factor each of the following by taking out a GCF. So we're going to learn a lot of different factoring. We're going to learn GCF, we're going to learn perfect square, we're going to learn trinomial factorization, we're going to learn the difference of two squares, we're going to learn trinomial factorization where a is greater than 1, which we call slip and slide. So this is the beginning of factoring. So when you're taking out a GCF, it's kind of like reverse distribution. I look at the terms that I have, and I look at the coefficients first. And I say, what's the biggest number that 2 and 8 have in common? Or what's their greatest common factor? Well, that's 2. And then I look at the variables, the x and the y. They don't have anything in common. So now I divide it out. So I say 2x divided by 2 is x. 8y divided by 2 is 4y. Now, if I look in the parentheses and I still see something in common, that means that what I took out as my GCF is not big enough, so I have to take out more. Let's try another one. bx minus by. Well, what's in common? They each have a b. So divide it out. bx divided by b is x. by divided by b is y. You can see that if you distributed this back in, you'd be left with bx minus by. So distribution is a way you can check your factoring by GCF. So over here, 7x minus 14. So look at the 7 and the 14. Their GCF is 7. Divide it out. 7x divided by 7 is x. 14 divided by 7 is 2, and that's negative. Okay, let's get more complicated. Let's look at 5. 14x squared y minus 7xy to the third. So remember, this is really 14 times x times y minus 7 times x times y times y times y. So the 14 and the 7 have a 7 in common. And then there's 2 x's here and 1 x here. So how many x's are common? 1x. Whoops, I didn't want to write that in there yet. So 1x is common. There is a y here and 3 y's here. How many y's are common? 1 y. So when you're looking at your variables, if they're the same, the greatest common factor is always going to be that variable to its lowest exponent. So here you had an x squared and an x. So the lowest exponent was 1, so you take out an x. Y and y to the third, the lowest exponent of the y's is 1, so you take out a y, or a y to the first. Now you divide. 14 divided by 7, x squared divided by x. Notice I'm using my exponent rules. Y divided by y really gives us 1. I don't have to write that. Some of you want to think they cancel out. It's all right to think that, but mathematically what's really happening is you're getting 1. 1 times 2x is just 2x, so we don't write it. It would be redundant. Negative 7 divided by 7 is a negative 1, so I'm just going to write the negative. X divided by x is 1. Y to the third divided by y is y squared. Okay. All right, let's move along. 8, a to the fourth, b squared, c to the third, minus 12, a squared, b squared, c squared. 8 and 12. A to the fourth and a squared. B squared and b squared. C to the third and c squared. That's the GCF. Divide it out. 8 divided by 4. A to the fourth divided by a squared. B squared divided by b squared. C to the third divided by c squared. Sorry, it's hard to write in this crease over here. Negative 12 divided by 4. A squared divided by A squared. B squared divided by B squared. C squared divided by C squared. All giving us 1. So I'm done. I check inside my parentheses. Nothing else is in common. So my GCF was good. Okay, let's check out number 12. Pi r squared plus pi rl. So what's in common? A pi and an r. Divide it out. Pi r squared divided by pi r is r. Pi rl divided by pi r is l. It's that simple. 13. 1/4 MA plus 1/4 MB minus 1/4 MC. Well, 1/4 M is the GCF. So divide. I'm left with A plus B minus C. Nothing's in common, so I did a good job. And this next section is just review. So let's have you guys do numbers 4, 8, 10, and then in the review section, number 2, number 4, number 7, and number 9. So tomorrow in class, you're going to have 4, 8, and 10 done, factoring by GCF. And then in the review, 2, 4, 7, and 9. And again, I am on page 14A. So this is 14A. Either you combine them or it is in your other packet. Like I said, we have a lot of factoring to do. It's a long unit of factoring. So I think once you're done with factoring and you have a good grasp on it, it's really not difficult. It just takes a lot of practice. So don't be discouraged at first if you don't get it. Just come into class with any of your questions. And then once you get them answered, you will be so happy that you can factor.